Good evening, viewers. March 14th, 2010, and this video is in direct response to a show on the History Channel called Pawn Stars. I had never seen the show until last week. When I was alerted to a certain segment, I watched the show last Thursday night, and this video is in direct response to that segment on the show, in which a Lou Gehrig signed jersey was sold for $3,000. Before I mention anything else, if you're a new viewer, I want you to listen carefully for the next 7 to 9 minutes. And from what I understand, 5 million people watched those episodes of the Pawn Stars. So that means that 5 million people watched a supposedly authentic Lou Gehrig signed jersey sell for $3,000. There was a handshake agreement, so forth and so on. So we're going to dissect. First of all, the item in question, it was a framed Lou Gehrig signed jersey brought in with a guy named Kevin. Kevin brought the item in. It was framed, and he walked into the pawn store and he wanted $10,000. So this guy Rick looks over the paperwork, sees a COA from Stat Authentic, Ted Taylor, and he was impressed by the paperwork. So then he looks at the signature on the jersey. He approved it, and the negotiations began. There was some haggling back and forth, and they settled on $3,000. There was a handshake agreement, and that was the end of it, right? Absolutely not. Now, number one, no major auction house, and I'm talking Robert Edward, I'm talking Leland's, I'm talking Hunt Auctions, I'm talking Heritage. No major auction house has ever sold or auctioned off a Lou Gehrig signed jersey. Nobody has ever seen an authentic one. Number two, no major authentication service like a JSA or a Richard Simon Sports or a PSA has ever authenticated a Lou Gehrig signed jersey. Baseballs, yes. Bats, yes. No jerseys, ever. No part of a uniform, ever. Nobody's ever seen one that's authentic. Number three, these major auction houses like Leland's and Heritage and Hunt Auction and Robert Edward, they will not accept on consignment any item with a COA from Stat Authentic, Ted Taylor. They are not accepted. They use more qualified, more respected people to authenticate their vintage stuff to be put up for auction. Alright? Now, let's get to the real bottom of this. Back in October of 2008, at the Coach's Corner auction. Now, first of all, let me say one thing first. If there really was a Lou Gehrig signed jersey that was authentic, how much would it sell for? Since no one's ever seen one, how much would it sell for? $25, $50, $100, $500,000? How much would a real true collector of Lou Gehrig items pay for a Lou Gehrig signed jersey? Remember now, not one authentic one has ever been sold at an auction house. None of the major authentication services like JSA, PSA, or Richard Simon Sports has ever authenticated a Lou Gehrig signed jersey. Now, here is that jersey in question that was sold for $3,000 at the shop. Now I do videos on Coach's Corner, so I keep track of everything. And you'll see my videos after you watch this. You can watch some more. But back in October of 2008, that exact jersey was sold at Coach's Corner Auctions and sold for $1,943. So supposedly this guy Kevin walked into the pawn shop with an item that no one else ever has and only wants $10,000 and settles for $3,000, okay? Now, top to bottom, these are those items. The one on top is the one that was sold at the shop, and the one at the bottom is the one that was sold at the Coach's Corner auction site, October 2008. And as you can see, they are the same exact jersey. Let me make another mention of something. Let's say July 4th, 1939. Lou Gehrig makes his farewell speech. The jersey he wore that day, unsigned, sold for $350,000. I've seen Lou Gehrig unsigned bats all sell for over $10,000. I've seen a Lou Gehrig Babe Ruth signed bat sell for $198,000. I've seen a Lou Gehrig signed baseball sell for as high as $44,000. All right? And let's dig a little deeper. I called up the pawn shop. I inquired about the Lou Gehrig signed jersey. The guy on the other end says it's not there. I said, okay, well, how much did it sell for? He says, it's not here. I said, that's not what I asked. I said, how much did it sell for? All he would say is, it's not here. That raised a red flag with me. Was there a real sale on that show on the History Channel? Now, that show is a reality show. Reality mean real. 5 million people watched a handshake agreement and a sale being made for $3,000. And that guy, Kevin, I know who he is. If you go to Kevin's website today, March 14th, that jersey, that signature, is on his website right now on sale for $7,993. So I'm going to assume that that show was made, let's say, 2 or 3 months ago. So by now, the pawn shop, which paid $3,000 for it, probably sold it after 3 months of the show being aired. But they kept saying to me, it's not here. They didn't say it sold. But yet the owner who walked into the store looking for $10,000, the guy named Kevin, it's on his website for $7,999. What does that tell you? Was it a sham on the History Channel? Was that a hoax on the History Channel? Was there a sale made? This is what I want the History Channel to do. I want them to retrieve that jersey and get it authenticated and to prove to us and your 5 million viewers that, number one, it's not a forgery. Or, number two, prove to us viewers that there was a sale made. Because why is that jersey on Kevin's website after he sold it to the pawn shop for $3,000? Let's go a little. Let's talk a little bit about Coach's Corner. That just here isn't just a one-of-one item that they sold back in October of 2008. They've sold about a dozen Lou Gehrig signed jersey or pants or part of a uniform. And a lot of them sell for under $400, and none of them are authenticated by a major authentication service like JSA or PSA or Richard Simon Sports or any other major authenticator. And like I said, those auction houses that I mentioned have never sold a Lou Gehrig signed jersey. No major authentication service has ever authenticated a Lou Gehrig signed jersey. So the History Channel has something to answer for and to answer to. Was there a sale? Was that a sham? Or did they mislead their 5 million viewers? I want to know what's going on. My hobby friends want to know what's going on. The hobby community wants to know what's going on. So I want to hear some kind of response.